Hello everybody. Today, I am gonna show you 3 of my favorite fermented food recipes that you can make at home. And I have made all of these, and they are so delicious. Let's get right into it. It not only extends the shelf life of the food, but also enhances its flavor, texture, and nutritional value. Kimchi, sauerkraut, kombucha, and sourdough bread are some popular examples of fermented foods that have been enjoyed for centuries. Fermentation is an ancient process of preserving food by using beneficial bacteria and yeast to transform the food's natural sugars into alcohol and carbon dioxide. In this video, we will explore the basic principles of fermentation and guide you through 3 easy recipes that you can try at home. There are many reasons. First, it's a fun and easy way to preserve seasonal produce. You can extend the shelf life of fruits and vegetables by fermenting them, which means you can enjoy the flavors of summer well into the winter months. Second, fermented foods are incredibly nutritious. The fermentation process breaks down tough compounds in foods, making nutrients more accessible to your body. You'll need 1 ripe pineapple, 1/4 cup of sugar. Remove the tops and bottom of the pineapple, then slice off about ½ centimeter slices of the pineapple. Be sure to include the core for extra flavor. Pack the pineapple slices tightly into a clean jar or crock, leaving about 1 inch of headspace. Sprinkle the sugar evenly over the pineapple slices. Add a weight to keep the pineapple submerged. Cover the jar or crock and let the fermentation begin at room temperature for 3 to 5 days. Once the pineapple is fermented, you'll notice a noticeable change in its texture and flavor. It will be softer and more tangy than before. For example, fermented vegetables are a great source of vitamins A, C, and K, as well as minerals like calcium and iron. This recipe is a fermented tea drink that's packed with probiotics and Remember, the key to successful fermentation is to use fresh, high-quality ingredients and follow the guidelines for safe fermentation practices. With a little practice, you'll be a fermentation pro in no time. So grab your supplies, get creative, and enjoy the process. Who knows, you may even discover a new favorite food or drink that you never would have tried otherwise. Plus, who doesn't love a good probiotic boost? So go ahead, give fermentation a try and let your taste buds do the happy dance. Thank you for watching, and happy fermenting. You'll need 1 gallon of water, 1 cup of sugar, 12 tea bags, 1 SCOBY, 1 tablespoon of starter tea from a previous batch of kombucha, a strainer, cheesecloth, rubber band, siphon pump, and tubing, and 2 16-ounce swing top bottles. Boil the water, then remove from heat and add the sugar, stirring until it dissolves. Add the tea bags, cover and let steep for 10 to 15 minutes. Remove the tea bags and let the tea cool to room temperature. In a large bowl, combine the starter tea and the cooled tea. Add the SCOBY cover and let it ferment at room temperature for 7 to 10 days. After the first week, remove the SCOBY and place it in a separate container. Save 1 cup of kombucha for the next batch and discard the rest. Bottle the kombucha using the siphon pump and tubing. Store the bottles at room temperature for up to 2 weeks. And there you have it. Plus, the probiotics in fermented foods can improve your gut health and digestion. And let's not forget about the flavor. Fermented foods are known for their tangy, crispy, and bubbly goodness. They can add a unique zest to any meal and are a great conversation starter at dinner parties. So whether you're looking to preserve, get more nutrients, or simply spice up your meals, making fermented food is a great option. So grab a notepad and get ready to discover the world of fermented goodness. The good news is that you probably already have most of what you need in your kitchen. For fermenting vegetables, you'll need a large bowl or container for mixing, a sharp knife and cutting board, a colander, a clean jar or crock with a lid, and a weight to keep the vegetables submerged in their brine. For fermenting fruits, you'll need the same equipment plus a blender or food processor to make fruit juice or puree. And for fermenting kombucha, you'll need a 1 gallon or larger glass jar, which is a symbiotic culture of bacteria and yeast, a strainer, cheesecloth, rubber band, siphon pump, and tubing, and 2 16-ounce swing top bottles for storing the finished kombucha. Don't worry, we'll provide links to all of these supplies in the description below. Have you ever thought about making fermented food at home? First up, let's make some fermented carrots. This recipe is super easy and yields crunchy, tangy carrots that are perfect for snacking or adding to salads. You'll need 1 pound of carrots, 1 tablespoon of salt, and 2 tablespoons of sugar. Peel and cut the carrots into thin sticks or slices. Place the carrots in a large bowl. Add the salt and sugar. Mix well and let the carrots sit for 1 hour. This will draw out the liquid from the carrots. Next, pack the carrots tightly into a clean jar or crock, leaving about 1 inch of headspace. Pour the liquid from the bowl over the carrots and add a weight to keep the carrots submerged. Cover the jar or crock and let the fermentation begin at room temperature for 3 to 5 days. The carrots are ready when they have a slightly sour taste and crunchy texture. Maybe you've seen those fancy jars of kimchi at the grocery store and wondered how something so colorful and tangy could be made from humble cabbage. Or perhaps you've heard of kombucha, a fizzy fermented tea drink that's said to have a ton of health benefits. Well, the good news is that making fermented food isn't as hard as it seems. With just a few basic ingredients and equipment, you can transform everyday foods into something truly special. In this video, we'll walk you through everything you need to know to get started on your fermentation journey, from choosing the right vegetables and fruits to understanding the science behind the process. We'll cover it all. Plus, we'll even share some of our favorite recipes for fermented vegetables, fruits, and even beverages. So if you're ready to add some zing to your meals and boost your gut health, keep watching. Who knows? You might just become the next fermentation guru. Okay, now let's talk about fermented food. But before we dive into the recipes, let's address a common concern. Is it really safe to make fermented food at home? The short answer is yes. When done correctly, fermentation is a safe and healthy way to preserve food. In fact, it was one of the earliest methods of food preservation and has been used for thousands of years. The longer answer is that safety is a top priority when it comes to fermentation. That's why we'll be following the guidelines set by the National Center for Home Food Preservation, which recommends specific temperature ranges for fermenting different types of foods. We'll also be discussing the importance of using clean equipment and the signs of a successful fermentation. If you follow these guidelines, you'll be able to enjoy your fermented food with peace of mind. So don't worry, we've got you covered. But why bother making fermented food in the first place? Okay, now let's talk about the equipment you'll need to get started. And now the moment you've been waiting for. The recipes. Next, let's move on to fermented pineapple. This recipe is a tropical delight, offering a sweet and tangy treat that's perfect for a summer snack. Finally, let's whip up some kombucha. You've made 3 delicious fermented foods that are not only good for your gut, but also bursting with flavor and nutrition.